Good morning, friends. Now we have to discuss about the numerical related to instantaneous center method for finding out the various velocities related to a given mechanism or a fixed kinematic chain. Now we will just brush up our memory of the last class that we had regarding icenter method. Now focus on this numerical given. A 4-bar linkage is given ABCD, in which link AD is fixed. Now two data regarding this question is given. What are the given data? The length of all the 4 links are given. AB 300 mm, BC 360 mm, CD 360 mm and AD 600 mm. Then at one instant when the angle made by the link AB with the fixed link AD is equal to 60 degree, and also it is given that AB, which is the crank, is rotating at a given constant RPM, which is equal to 100 RPM. So the given data I can write it as NBA is equal to 100 RPM. AB is given as the crank which is rotating at a constant speed of 100 RPM. Now you are asked to find out two things. One is locate all the instantaneous centers related to or which can be found at this instant regarding this kinematic mechanism. Secondly, you are asked to find out the angular velocity of BC. Now, let us start by listing out the steps that we have to cover while solving this one. The first thing is, we are going to use the instantaneous center method for solving the given numerical. So, firstly, we have to start by drawing a configuration diagram. I am discussing about the steps. What is the need of configuration diagram? See, the given length of links are corresponding to millimeter scale. So, we have to scale it on a convenient numerical value according to our convenience, and then we have to draw the diagram for or the schematic representation for the given kinematic chain firstly. Because we are using icenter method, we have to go by a graphical representations. We have to go using graphical representations. So, firstly, we have to start by drawing a configuration diagram. Secondly, look at the given data. What can we initially find using the given data? That is the second stage. Initial values that we are going to find. Third one, we have to locate the icenters. Now, locating icenters starts by finding number of icenters. So, after you find out number of icenters, locate the icenters. Now, locating icenters, for locating icenters, we have to use the Arenhold Kennedy theorem. After locating the icenters, we can finally find out the solutions. These are the stages that we have to cover while solving this numerical. First step, drawing the configuration diagram. Configuration diagram. For that, we have to use a convenient scale. Now, for scaling the lengths of all the links, look out at the largest length in the given kinematic chain. The length of link AD is given as 600 mm. This is the largest length. So, let us scale our configuration diagram. Now, I am going to take 600 mm is equal to 6 centimeter. So if 600 mm is taken as 6 centimeter, then 100 mm will equal 1 centimeter. So this can be taken as our basic scale for drawing the configuration diagram. 100 mm equal to 1 centimeter. Okay, now keeping in mind our scale 100 centimeter, mm is equal to 1 centimeter, let us draw the configuration diagram. Now, start by drawing the fixed link first. AD is our fixed link, it is a horizontal link. So, as 100 mm is equal to 1 centimeter, length of AD, which is 600 mm, will be equal to 6 centimeter according to our scale. So, using your pencil and scale, draw a 6 centimeter line. This will represent AD, let it be 6 centimeter. This is our first link. Now, AB, length of AB is given as 300 mm. Now, 300 mm with respect to our scale will be equal to what? 3 centimeters. If 100 mm is 1 centimeter, 300 mm will be equal to 3 centimeter. Now, link AB is given at an angle of 60 degrees. So, using your compass, keeping A as center and the length as 3 centimeter, draw an arc. Keeping A as center, draw an arc. Or else, okay, straight away, do one thing, take 3 centimeter in your scale and keeping your protractor measuring the angle 60 degree, draw a 3 centimeter line. So let this be B, let this be equal to 3 centimeter. Now next, we have BC equal to CD, both are equal to 360 mm. Now according to our scale, 100 mm is equal to 1 centimeter, so 360 mm will be equal to 3.6 centimeter. Now, taking your compass, keeping B as center, take 3.6 centimeter in your scale, keeping B as center, cut an arc. Again, keeping B as center and the radius equal to 3.6 centimeter, cut another arc. Now, the intersection between these arcs will give you the point C. Now, joining this one and this one will complete the link. Now, this is equal to 3.6 centimeter. This is also equal to 3.6 centimeter. This is your given configuration diagram. So, first step, configuration diagram. We have to start by drawing the configuration diagram. Now, second step is finding out how many eye centers are there for the given mechanism. Now, let us find out how many eye centers are there. For that, we have an equation n is equal to n into n minus 1 divided by 2, where n is equal to number of links. Hence, where small n represents number of links. Now, here number of links is 4. So, let us find out the capital N, which is equal to the number of eye centers. 4 minus 1 by 2. 4 into 4 minus 1 by 2, which is equal to 4 into 3 divided by 2, is equal to 12 by 2, is equal to 6. So, we have total number of eye centers generated within the given mechanism as 6. Let us look out which are these eye centers now. We have 4 links now. Let us represent the eye centers corresponding to the first. Now, corresponding to first link, let us write down all the eye centers that are generated using the first link. First one will be I12, the eye center between 1 and 2. Next, I13 and I14. For link number 2, let us write I21. It is already been written here. So let us go for I23 and eye center between 2 and 4, I24. Now, for the third link, it is making eye centers with 1 and 2, which are already written here, I13 and I23. So let us go for 3, 4. So now the eye centers made by 4 is also being represented within these ones. So if you count the total number of eye centers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So total number of eye centers 6 are matching here. Now let us compare or relate the eye centers that we have written out and the configuration that we have already drawn. Configuration diagram is that scale diagram. Now, see, within these eye centers there are certain number of eye centers which we can locate merely by looking at the diagram, and those which we can't locate by merely looking at the diagram, we have to find out using the Aron-Kennedy theorem. Now, I12. Now, which are the links here? Let us first number the links here. Let the fixed link be number 1. Let the crank be link number 2, let it be link number 3, and the output link be link number 4. So, which is I center I12 here? I center I12 is the I center made by these two links 1 and 2. So, as these two make a turning pair, the I center should be at the point of the intersection. That means I12 will be here, I12. Similarly, I13, then we have a junction between 2 and 3. So, as these two are also turning pairs, this should be I23. Next, we have a junction between 3 and 4. Both are making a turning pair. So, this should be I34. And between 4 and 1, I14. Now, we already have I12, I23, I34 and I14. We are left with finding out I13 and I24. So, your question, the first part of your question was to locate all the I centers generated in this mechanism. So, you have found out the total number of I centers in 6, and out of that 4 I centers you have already located. Now, where we have to locate I13 and I24, that we are going to find out. So, our question for now is finding out I13 and I24. Okay, for finding out I13 and I24, let us represent a circle now. This circle represents the stages where we are going to use the Arnold-Kennedy theorem. Now, I have roughly drawn a circle. The circle. Now, within this circle, the radius is not important. You have to simply draw a circle. Now, on the circle, mark the number of links anywhere on the circumference of the circle. Now, you can mark it in any format. Now, what I am going to do is, as we have only 4 links, I am going to represent the 4 links like this one. In this manner. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have represented the 4 links using 4 dots on the circumference of this circle. Now, we are going to find out the 2 I centers. So, what we will do is, whichever I centers we have already located, join those I centers using a straight line. I12 we have already found out, so I12 is found out. I23 we have found out, I23. I34 we have found out, I34. I41 or 14 we have found out, we have joined those two also. So this represents I12, I23, I34, I14. Now for finding out I13, what I have to do is, I have to join the points 1 and 3. Now this line represents I13. Now how are you going to locate the I center I13? Now this line divides this parallelogram or rectangle into 2 similar triangles. Now this line divides the rectangle into triangle 1, 2, 3 and triangle 1, 4, 3. So if this line has to represent I13, that means I13 will be located at an intersection point. Intersection point of what? The line joining I12 and I23 and the line joining I14 and I34. That means I13. We will obtain I13 from the line joining I12 and I23 as well as at the intersection of lines joining I14 and I34. Now, we already have I12 located here. We already have I23 located here. That means already the I centers I23 and I12 are joined using a straight line, which is the crank or the link to itself. That means we have a straight line already here. We are going to extend the line to this side and this side. Next, we have to join the I centers I14 and I34 using a straight line. So I14 and I34, where is I14 here? I34 is here. It's already joined using the 4th link AB. So if we have extended this line on both sides, Now another line which should intersect this one should be generated by joining these two. So I14 and I34, if we join, the straight line represents like this. Now where we have to extend this line to go and meet this one to this line. So we will be extending this one. Hence this intersection point of this combination of I centers will give you I13. Now this representation or the generation of straight lines you should be doing using your scale and pencil in the configuration diagram that you have already drawn. Next, let us find out one more I center we have to locate, which was at I24. Now finding out I24, what we have to do? We have to again join 2 and 4. Now this will represent I24. Again, this line divides this rectangle into two similar triangles, 1, 2, 4 and 2, 3, 4. Hence, we are going to obtain I24 at the intersection of two lines. Which are those lines? The lines generated by I12 and I14. I12 and I14. As well as the lines generated by I23 and I34. I23 and I34. So I23 and 34 already joined using the line CV. What we have to do? We have to extend these two to both sides. I am extending this one. Whatever I am doing on the configuration layer. Next I23 and 34. I23 is here. Sorry. I12 and 14. I12 is here. I14 is here. Now we should get an intersection point. That means extending this line towards this end from this end won't give an intersection line. Hence we have to extend it from here. So both these will go and join at one point, which will give you the I center I24. So let me redraw this figure once again. So from the circular representative diagram that you have drawn, we are obtaining I13, which is at the intersection of I12 and I23. The line joining I12 and I23 and I14 and I34. We are extending and we are obtaining I13. Nextly, we are finding out I23 as the intersection point of the line joining I centers I23 and I34, I12 and I14. So now we have located all the 6 I centers, which was the first part of our question. Next, we have to find out what is the angular velocity of link BC. This is the second part. For that one, let us start from the initial case. Now, we have a given value NBA is equal to 100 RPM. That means the point B is rotating about A, or the link AB is rotating. It is a crank, it is rotating at 100 RPM. That means we can find out the angular velocity of this one, link BA or AB. See, however you write, it is okay, BA or AB, in whichever order convenient with you. So omega BA can be calculated as 2 into pi into n divided by 60. This n is nothing but 100. That means 2 pi into 100 divided by 60. You will obtain 10.47 radians per second. So omega PA we have obtained as 10.47 radians per second. See, the unit of omega or angular velocity is radians per second, which is very important that you show the units of every value that you are calculating. Now we have obtained omega BA as 10.47 radians per second. Now when you look at the link BA or AB, as A is one of the fixed points of the link, B will be rotating about A. That means for the link AB, A itself is the I center, or I12 is the instantaneous center related to links 1 and 2. That means if you want to find out the velocity of link B, that means VBA, or which can also be written as B, simply B, as A is a fixed point, we can simply write it as VB. This can be found out as the product of omega BA multiplied by the length of the link AB. just go through the video in which we have discussed the initial discussion on eye centers. In that we have written an equation. So the linear velocity of point B about A, which is a fixed point, can be found out using this equation. That means the angular velocity of this link multiplied by the length of this link. Hence VB is nothing but omega B we have found out as 10.47. This should be multiplied by length of the link AB. Now AB was given as 300 mm. So when we convert it into standard units, SI units, it becomes 0.3 meter, which is equal to 3.141 meter per second. Again, note what we are finding out is the linear velocity of B about the point A, fixed point A. Hence the linear velocity is represented in the unit meter per second. Again, you have to be very careful with respect to the units of the values that you are finding out. So now VB, the linear velocity of the link B to A, or the linear velocity on the link, on the cramp, on the first second link, is the initial value that we have found out so as to reach at the required value. So this value is very significant according to the corresponding numerical. Now we are required to find out the angular velocity of omega BC. That means link number 3. Now if you look at the link number 3, you can clearly identify that the eye center corresponding to link number 3 is I13. Hence, with respect to the eye center for the link BC, that means link BC, which is our third link, and the corresponding eye center is I13. Now, for the link BC, with respect to the eye center I13, I can write a certain equation. That means velocity of B. Now, B, we have found out already the linear velocity of point B. Now when you consider the point B, B is a point that comes on the link BC also. We have found out BB is equal to 3.14 meter per second square by considering B as a point on AB. Now B is a common point and can be represented on the link BC also. So with respect to link BC, corresponding to the same equation that we have wrote previously, what we can write can be represented as omega BC, linear velocity of link BC, should be equal to the product of angular velocity of that particular link multiplied by what? The distance of the point from its eye center. That means BI13. Same kind equation we have written previously also. The linear velocity of VB we found out using multiplying the angular velocity of link BA with respect to the length of the link AB. Now length of the link AB can be put out in another manner also, like it is the distance of point B from its instantaneous center, which is A or I12. Similarly, we can write for this one also. One more equation we can produce with respect to link BC, that is linear velocity of BC also can be found out using omega BC multiplied by length of the distance of the eye center from the point C. C. Now, our required value is, or the value we have to find is omega BC. Now VB already we have found out. BI13 we can measure from this one. So VB we have already found out using the previous one, which is 3.141 meter per second square. Now we have to find out BI13, the distance of point B from its eye center I13, so as to find the required value of omega BC. Now, when you draw this one within your configuration diagram using your drawing geometrical tools, the measurement which you will, if you take your scale and measure this distance from your configuration diagram, you will obtain the distance BI13 is equal to almost 50 centimeter. That's what I am obtaining. Now you can check this out by drawing the figure yourselves. You have to definitely check this out. So this is the centimeter distance we are obtaining by measuring this one using our scale. Now, see, why are we obtaining the distances in centimeter? Because we have drawn the configuration diagram within the convenient scale using centimeter units. Hence, for finding omega BC in the standard value, we have to convert this one into our standard value. So, 50 centimeter should be represented as 0.5 meters. Then only you can find. You have to find out omega BC. Hence, we can find out omega BC as, from this equation, how can you find out omega BC? B divided by B I13, which is equal to 3.141 divided by 0.5, and you will obtain a value of omega BC. Hence, you will obtain omega BC is equal to 6.82 something value, and the unit will be equal to radians per second. So, this will give you the second required value that you are supposed to find out. So, go through the video once again. Try this numerical yourself in the step-by-step manner that I have taught. After practicing this numerical, we can go for a little bit more tougher one, which I will be doing for you in our next video.